Happy New Year, everyone.
Happy New Year.
When we look at the messages of Pujya Swamiji, the messages that Pujya Swamiji gave for the new year, especially each new year, one after another, he emphasized two things which are, I think, very important, timelessly relevant from the standpoint of a New Year message. And both those things are connected to one another. And I'd like to spend some time talking about that. The first thing he talked about was the necessity to be in the moment. Right here, right now, he would say. Here, be here now. That was really the message. And even though the Buddhist dharma, the Buddhist religion is credited with emphasizing mindfulness, they have got it from us only. They have got it from the parent dharma, apparently. This is where they have got it from. They have, picked up this message and highlighted that in the form of mindful speech and mindful life, mindful ways of being. And Pujya Swamiji always talked about living for one day. That you can do, no matter how quote unquote bad the day is. The day is neither bad nor good, even though we keep wishing each other have a good day. Day simply is. But one's attitude, one's aspirations, expectations, whether they are met or unmet, or whether they are inhibited in the process of being met, decides how the day goes. But one good thing is, it's always one day, no matter how bad it is. It's just today. Today, gone. You can make a plan for one day. Very easy. Today, I think I'll do this. I'd like to do this. An intention is set. And this is something that is emphasized in the culture, in the tradition. When you ask the grandma, when we would ask our grandmother, can we have those snacks kept in that box, high out of the children's reach? She would always say, let's be alive, you and I, tomorrow. And then we'll talk about it. This is not a fatalistic or a hopeless statement. It's a statement of fact. Right now, do you need snacks? No, you just had it. There is no tomorrow in that sense. That is what is emphasized, because the security is here and now. The vision is here and now, and the vision of the self is you are right now, and that now you are right here, right now. And this now alone is that which is free of time. That now. The now means present. The present is alone free of time. Because if I were to ask you, are you sad now? What will you say? No. How about now?
No.
Now? Now?
No.
Now? Even if someone were to say yes, you know, I will say that was then. This is now. That moment has already gone. And then what is the length of now? The length of now is how long does now last? Is it over now? Is it over now? Is it over now? 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 The length of now is immeasurable. Now is timeless. When I inhabit the now, that's the best way of inhabiting oneself. Timeless, timelessly oneself. And this is, one of the things that we have to understand. And this is one of the things that Pujya Swamiji emphasized in every address, I think, including the address that you have heard or you will hear this year. So, this, the present, is in fact a gift. It is the present. It is what, helps one to see the mithyatvam of the past and the future. When one laments about the past, when is that lament happening? Now, in the present. Oh, those horrible days. No? And when one is anxious about the future, when is that anxiety unfolding? Right here, right now. So the now cannot be discounted. It has to be accounted for. Otherwise, as Bhagavan Ramana Maharshi said in one of his, in Sad Darshanam, one of his works, it looks for a very, it makes for a very funny situation. He says, Bhutam bhavishyaccha bhavatsvakale. Bhutam bhavishyaccha bhavatsvakale. Tadvartamanasya vihaya tattvam. Hasyana kim syad jagadbhavi gatabhavi charcha. Vinaika sankhyaam gananeva loke. There's a group of quote unquote mathematicians in this verse having a serious discussion and resolving some serious equations. Only one thing is missing, which is that the number 1. Can there be mathematics without number 1? No. Hasyana kim syat. So likewise, in the world, is it not laughable? Is it not a laughable situation when Gata Bhavi Charcha takes place? Gata means that which is gone. Bhavi means that which is to come. Tad vartamanasya vihaya tattvam, giving up the truth of the present, giving up the non-understanding that all this is happening right now, which is non-separate from oneself. That now is Satchidananda. And instead of accounting for the now, one is writing a dissertation on the past and the future. Isn't that laughable? And it's just like Vina Eka Sankhyaam. Without number 1, Ganana Iva. So here are people counting seriously without taking recourse to the number 1, which is the basic set, in mathematics. So therefore, this is something very important to message, to contemplate upon in 2019, which just came, into 2019, came after 2018, and 2018 after 2017, and it unfolded day after 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 day. One day at a time, one day at a time. That's why the Sanskrit word for year is aharjaram. Aharjaram means that which ages the day, year. Taittiriya Upanishad. And so this is a very important component in all of Pujya Swamiji's messages for the new year. And this is connected to one more message in the sense that all fear, terror, dread, whatever that one is, diffident, unsure of, happens because of karma, happens because of the law of karma. And the law of karma is nothing but time, nothing but that which unfolds in the course of time. And the law of karma is nothing but Ishvara. It's non-separate from Ishvara. And so all these anxieties that make one leave the present and make one go away from the present, they have to be seen from this standpoint. The best way of attending to these anxieties is to take recourse in Bhagavan. Surrender. Surrender as a devotee. Prayer. And prayer helps to neutralize the karma, neutralize the obstacles in gaining of one's goals, ambitions, aspirations, desires, including the desire for self knowledge. There can be a lot of obstacles. And here, when that surrender takes place, I give all the problems to Bhagavan, the anxieties to Bhagavan, clearing the way for me to continue to live in the present. And that is a best form of nididhyasana. And that's the best form of, the best way of celebrating the new year. And of course, people say, but how to do this in the day to day? Can you give me one thing how to say, how to live this? I always say that, we have become a civilization of uh, people who live in with the help of violent metaphors from morning to night, all the time. You know, you throw off the covers. Why don't you just put them aside? You know, I threw off the covers. Dashed out of bed. Arey, just climb out of bed. Why do you have to? No Hindu should dash out of bed. Jumped into the shower. What's the rush? Everybody says. This has become a day to day thing. I'll call you back after jumping into the shower. Ayyo. Yeah. Grabbed a bite to eat. Yeah. Forget aham vaishvanaro bhutva, all these things. Grabbed a bite to eat. And then what? Hit the road. Pujya Swamiji you sing a song. Hit the road, Jack. Don't come back no more. Hit the road. And then cranked out some emails at work. Naturally, you became cranky after that. Is there a doubt? Then on the way to work, you hit the road. On the way back, of course, you beat the traffic. Somehow you reach home. Nobody cooks. I threw something together. And if you ask a teenager, I'm just going to nuke something. All violent metaphors. And then after that, what? I crashed. This is what it is. Yeah. Hit the sack. You have to keep hitting something, beating something, dashing something. How are you able to live in the present? There can be no karma yoga here. There can be no Ishvara here in this kind of a thing. Poor Ishvara also, goes away. No time for me. This is what the whole thing is. So, it begins with slowing down, connecting to oneself. And the Hindu Dharma offers a wonderful alternative to leading this kind of a day. You wake up differently. In the Hindu tradition, you wake up by looking at both of your hands, organs of action, with the prayer and the desire for the goddess of abundance, Lakshmihi, for goddess Lakshmi to abide the tips of the fingers. May I have the Midas touch. Let whatever I do turn into gold auspiciousness. Lakshmi is auspicious. She is backed by Saraswati. Knowledge. When the feet touch the ground, I am asking pardon from Mother Earth. Let me not make you say ouch, at least today, the way I move. And same thing, you don't jump into the shower. It's the same abhisheka that you do for Lord Dakshinamurti. That one does for oneself. Gange cha yamune chaiva Godavari Saraswati Sindhu Kaveri Asmin Shavar Jale Sannidhim Kuru or bucket jale. Yeah. That's why the elderly people, when they come to visit you here, you give them a wonderful room, you give them all the things, and they say, "Can I have a bucket?" Ah, that is Abhisheka. That's what we are used to. This is what the whole thing is. Then you don't grab a bite to eat. This is a, that's why we don't have the concept of junk food. I don't know how you can say junk and food in the same breath, in the same phrase. I don't understand. And so there is, it's an offering to the inner, it's an inner yajna offering. And work is worship. Driving there is worship. Coming back from work is worship. Cooking is worship. Eating is worship. Putting the body in a state of rest is self care. And this body is a temple for the Lord. So, therefore, it is also an act of worship. So, living in the present and living connected to Ishvara is only possible when I make everything spiritual. When the distinction between the mundane and the spiritual is completely obliterated in the light of the understanding Isha Vasyamidam Sarvam, all that is here is Bhagavan. And whatever I do is an offering and cannot but be an offering to Bhagavan. And when I live my life this way, when we live our life in this way, there is no alienation. One is connected to the day, one is connected to that which the day turns into as the day ages. Before you know, the aging day becomes Aharjara, another year is born. Happy New Year. Om Tat Sat.